couple of weeks ago, I posted something about the people you surround yourself with, and an interesting piece of information I picked up online about the 5 people that surround you have the biggest influence on your thinking, your vocabulary, your lifestyle, etc. I'd like to take that thought a little bit further. And this one I'm calling Centers of Excellence. And the idea around this is, if you do whatever it is that you do in an environment around people and infrastructure that allows you to be the best that you can be, with a lot of competition, people doing similar things, feeding off each other, it can raise you to a higher level. Why do I call it Centers of Excellence? Maybe if I give a couple of practical examples, it'll help you understand. Let me choose 3 countries: New Zealand, India, and Brazil. Again, I'm going to use sports. I love my sports. The best rugby team in the world is the New Zealand All Blacks. New Zealand has a tiny population, but because New Zealand is a center of excellence for rugby, any young person that wants to be a global star in rugby will have the best coaching, will have the best 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 22-year-olds to train with, train against, learn from. So I call that a center of excellence. The same applies for India. Why is it that India is consistently producing the world's greatest cricketers? I think they feed off each other. There's a culture, there's a tradition of the game, but the best feed off the best. Brazil, the same thing with football. If you go to any football league in the world, amongst the best players will always be Brazilian, because it's part of the culture, it's in the DNA, it's in the water, it's in the food, it's in the thinking. They feed off each other. So the same we can apply to our lives. If we always ensure that we surround ourselves with greatness, with people that are higher than us, better than us, more educated, more successful, more insightful, the more time we spend with them, the more we learn about ourselves, the more we learn about our subject matter. So I think that, yeah, the circle of 5 around you is very important. But if you're an accountant, if you're a trader, if you're a business person, if you're a doctor, always try and find people that are better than you, more developed than you. And I know we all go through those periods of insecurity where perhaps we don't want to go to a cocktail party where all the most successful bankers will be there, because we say to ourselves, what am I going to talk about? They'll catch me out. They'll see through me. No, I think it's important. I mean, I had an experience recently which reminded me of this. I recently had a business trip to Hong Kong, and the person I was meeting invited me out for dinner one evening. And it's a lawyer friend of mine, and he was having dinner with a couple of his clients. He said to me, he says, "Nanani, come along. You never know what you'll learn." I tell you guys, one of the best evenings I've ever had. I learned so much. And one of the things I learned about myself was pushing the boundaries. Some of the problems seemed so little compared to theirs. And I went back to my hotel room and I just started finding new solutions, new opportunities, new ways of attacking issues and problems that had been sitting there. Because when I got the perspective of what I'm doing and what keeps me up at night, it made me realize that I'm in the world. And if they can solve their problems every day, what makes me not be able to solve mine? So yeah, those centers of excellence are important. I would encourage you to find your own. I think it's always nice to hang out with friends, have a drink, hang out with family. But every once in a while, I'd say once or twice a month, step outside your comfort zone and find those that will provide you a center of excellence.